Dear children, this is my fourth session of functions in Python. In this session, you will be learning about function arguments. That is, the methods by which you can pass arguments to the functions during function call. The first one is called as required arguments. Arguments are passed to a function in correct positional order. Keyword arguments means arguments can be passed to a function in improper order. The third one is default arguments. Arguments take default values when no value is provided. The fourth type of function arguments is the variable length arguments. In this, the number of arguments passed to a function can be varied. So I will show you examples for each of these types of function arguments in the Python IDLE. I will now write a user-defined function called display. User-defined function must begin with the keyword def and then the function name which you are choosing. I am choosing the function name as display, and within parentheses I am going to give two parameters, name comma age, and then followed by colon. And within the body of the function, that is in the statements block, I am going to write two print statements. Print using F format, F single quote, hello, and the parameter name within placeholder within set brackets, and again print F format, you are, and the parameter age within placeholder, years old. So this is the definition of the user-defined function display. Now you have to come out of the function and then give the function call. Before that, I will get the input for name and age. Let me take a variable n to denote name. N is equal to input, enter your name. And for age, I will take a as the variable. A is equal to int input. Why I am giving int here? Because I want to convert the string which is accepted by input function into an integer, because age is an integer. Enter your age. Okay, now I will give the function call. So how to give function call? You write the name of the function, display, and within parentheses you have to give the arguments. Since there are two parameters in the function definition, name comma age, there are two parameters. Here in the function call you have to give two arguments, n comma a. So here in the required arguments of passing parameters, passing arguments to functions, in this method, you have to see to that the arguments and the parameters are in the correct positional order, and also they match in the number of parameters. That is, the arguments match with the parameters in number also. So the parameters, there are two, name and age. the arguments also must be 2. N, A. N, comma, A. So what I'm trying to say is, suppose I pass only one argument, display N. Surely Python will throw error. Not now, but during the function call. So let me give the name and age. Just accepting the input. The value for N is Deepa and the A is 50. You can see the error, runtime error. Display missing. It's a type error. Display missing one required positional argument, age. So it is clearly telling that one positional argument is missing. So that is why they are saying that this is a model of required arguments. So how many arguments are required, that many you have to give, and also in the correct positional order. So the correct way is to give N, comma, A. Okay, now we will run the same program. Enter your name. I'm giving the input for N as Deepa, and for A, I will give 50. You can see the display. Hello Deepa, you are 50 years old. So this is because of the function call. So the control has passed to the function definition and it has executed the 2 print statements within the display function. Okay, and also the meaning of required arguments is you cannot give the arguments in improper order. So instead of N, comma, A, suppose I try to give A, comma, N. This may work. Okay, this may work without error, but your output will not be correct. Hello 50, you are Deepa years old. Your output is not correct. It will not throw error, but your output is wrong. So in required arguments, you have to follow this method, that is, the arguments must be correct in number as well as in the position. So here first N, the name should come first, N, comma, A. So this is the correct method. This is called as required arguments. Next we will see the second type of function arguments, which is keyword arguments. So in keyword arguments, in this method, it allows you to give the arguments in improper order. You can give in improper order. So the meaning is you can give as A, comma, N. The arguments you can mention in different order. But here, if you are giving in improper order, you should mention what is A. It is the age. It is the value for age. So you have to say age is equal to A and name is equal to N. Okay, now you see the output. Suppose I give a name as Priya and age 25. Hello Priya, you are 25 years old. So you see that it has printed correctly. That is, the values have been passed correctly. Even though the arguments are in different order. First I am giving the value for A, the age, and then a name, N. In the second position, I have interchanged the order, but it is correct, working correctly, because I have mentioned that is the first parameter, first argument belongs to which parameter. I am mentioning age is equal to A, name is equal to N. So this method is called as keyword arguments. The third method in function arguments is default arguments. Default arguments means sometimes you need to pass only less number of arguments than that is required. You may sometimes want to happen like that. So suppose I want to pass only the name, only n. So I'm reducing the number of arguments. So when I can do this? Only when I supply a default value for the second parameter. So suppose I give age is equal to 16 because I already know that the age of this person is 16. So let me remove this input, make it as a comment statement. Now we will run this and see, because I have given a default value for age as 16, and here in the function call I am not supplying any value for age. So I am giving the input, suppose Asha, for name as Asha, and I have removed the input, second input. So hello Asha, you are 16 years old. So it has taken the age, the value of age as 16 as the default value. You can see. So by using this type of this method of arguments called default arguments, you can have function call with reduced number of arguments. The reduced number of arguments. So actually you should have given 2 arguments here, n comma a, but now you are able to do the same function call with 1 argument. Even you can give the function call with no arguments. So suppose I supply a default value for name also. Okay, name is equal to Uma. Okay, and since I have default values for both the parameters, name as well as age, I can completely remove all the arguments from my function call. So I no need to get any input. So I'll make the first input statement also into a comment. So directly I give the function call. So look at the output. You can see that it is printing, hello Uma, you are 16 years old. So default arguments allows the programmer to give function calls with partial or no arguments. So here you can see this function call has no arguments, or even you can have some partial arguments. And suppose I have given the default values here, name is equal to Uma and age is equal to 16, but I don't want those names and that name and that age to display. I can pass values here, display n comma a. I can pass some other values. So this will override the default values. For example, so let us see the output. Enter your name. So there the name is Uma. Suppose here I give another name as the input, Meena, and the age as 20. So whether the function will print hello Uma, you are 16 years old, whether it will use those values, Uma and 16 default values, or whether it will override those values, default values, and take the new values which I am giving, the actual values which I am giving as Meena and 20. So it is taking the actual values. Hello Meena, you are 20 years old. So this is how default arguments work. And the last type of function arguments is variable length arguments. To show variable length arguments, I will take a different example. So in the parameters, I will give one parameter, numbers. But this parameter is going to have an asterisk attached to it in front. Asterisk numbers. This is the parameter in the display function. And within the function, I will print that parameter numbers. So my aim is to print a set of numbers. Now I have to give the function call display. That is a function call, and for arguments I'm going to give a list of numbers, suppose 2, 7. So here I am giving 2 arguments, 2, 7. So let us see what happens. You can see the output. The numbers are printed, 2, 7. They are printed within parentheses, simple parentheses. So when a group of elements are enclosed within parentheses, that object is called as a tuple. So here 2, 7 within simple brackets is called as a tuple. Okay, now suppose I give another function call display. This time I give some more, that is more than 2 arguments, like 10, 8, 3, 7, 4. Okay. Now let me display, let me run this program. So you can see this function is displaying how many ever arguments I am giving. It is taking as, it is matching with the parameter numbers. So you can see here in the first function call there are 2 arguments, but there is only 1 parameter here with the asterisk numbers. There is only 1 parameter, but here there are 2 arguments in the function call. And in the second function call, there are 5 arguments here. There are more number of arguments, and here there is only 1 parameter here. So this is the meaning of variable length arguments. That is, you are able to vary the number of arguments as you wish, even though there is only 1 parameter in the function definition, that is asterisk numbers. It is only 1 parameter, but you are able to give any number of arguments in the function call. So this is an example to show variable length arguments. In this session, you have learned all the different types of function arguments: required arguments, keyword arguments, default arguments, and variable length arguments. Thank you, children, for watching.